I am Arvinda Nanjundapa, one of the professors of surgery and medicine at West Virginia University. My background is a cardiologist, but over the years I've trained in vascular medicine and peripheral vascular interventions. So I work for vascular surgery, and we have a combined unit where cardiologists and the vascular surgeons work together. It's a very important aspect of cardiovascular disease. The word peripheral vascular disease stands for all the vascular structure that gets atherosclerotic disease or non-atherosclerotic disease outside of the heart arteries or the brain arteries. So basically outside of the coronary artery disease or cerebrovascular disease, arteries involving the subclavian arteries, artery of the abdominal aorta, the leg arteries. Most of us equate peripheral vascular disease with vascular disease involving the lower limb extremities, but it's basically everything outside of the coronary arteries. The peripheral vascular disease involves everything outside of the coronary arteries, but it's the same risk factors, which are the age of the patient, high blood pressure, diabetes mellitus, high cholesterol levels, patients who smoke, and inactivity. All of this contribute to peripheral vascular disease. And patients with peripheral vascular disease, just like a coronary artery disease or the cerebrovascular disease, can get advanced stages where they can present with a leg ulcer or a wound or a gangrene of the leg. But most of us equate this to say if the patient has an amputation, maybe it'll be okay. If I cut his toes off, he'll be okay. But it's a systemic disease where patients carry very high mortality and morbidity. So patients' chance of dying once they have a severe peripheral vascular disease at 10 years can be as high as 40%. So when you compare with other diseases such as breast cancer or prostate cancer, the incidence of death for patients with peripheral vascular disease is much higher. So this is an important subline of the disease where we're just treating the tip of the iceberg. We're treating the gangrene, but we're not treating the patient in whole. Cardiologist needs to know this because it's not just the heart he's treating anymore. He's the global cardiovascular specialist, so he needs to treat the patient as a whole. When he sees a patient with a gangrene of the leg, he should take care of the arterial blood supply, how to improve, how did this form, how will I prevent it by treating the risk factors, so that you can improve his lifestyle, improve the life expectancy of the patient. Diagnosis of PVD involves the spectrum of good history from the patient, physical examination. Some of the laboratory tests you can run, what we call the ankle brachial index. Basically, we check the pressure in the arm and blood pressure in the leg. We compare, and normally the number should be 1. Any reduction of the ankle brachial index will indicate you have peripheral vascular disease. Other advanced techniques such as a CAT scan can do. An angiogram can also be the gold standard for diagnosing peripheral vascular disease. Treatment of peripheral vascular disease, as we talked earlier, is based on the risk factors. Basically, treat the hypertension, treat the hypercholesterolemia, reduce your diabetes mellitus, control of it, avoid exaggerating factors of diabetes, improve the activity of the patient, tobacco cessation, which plays a big role in Western world and in the East, also in India. So things like that should be taken into consideration, where cessation of tobacco should be one of the prime things. Once you treat the risk factors, you're treating the patient globally, but as the disease advances, if the patient has leg pains that prevents him from walking, that needs requiring treatment, you can treat those patients, but think about the cost for the patients. In America, they can bear the cost, and a stent that costs $2,000, they can use it on a daily basis and get away with it. But same thing in India can't be done because of the cost is very prohibitory for general population. Maybe the rich can afford. So in Indian population, maybe we should aggressively treat medical problems, and medical treatment should be the mainstay of treatment, and advise the patients on avoiding risk factors like, again, tobacco cessation may help in saving the leg. But if the disease is advanced, say you have a gangrene, then aggressively you have to go ahead and treat. Again, the difference of modality of treatment between West and the East, maybe in America we can afford to have endovascular therapy. That means a physician like me can treat everything with a catheter instead of cutting open the patient for surgery. But in India, we have to play what is cost effective for the patient. If a bypass surgery is effective, maybe he should get a bypass to the legs. Or if the balloon angioplasty is effective enough, go ahead and get it done. And in affordable patients, or if it is limb threatening, that means there is a threat to the limb, that patient can lose the leg, maybe at that time we should offer the same endovascular therapy here also. So that's how you treat the patients. This is not a one-man show with the PVD. As I talked, it's a global disease. The whole body is involved. So multi-specialists, what we need is people who are endocrinologists who can treat the diabetes, who can treat the endocrine problems of the patient, and general physician practitioner, whom you call the GP, can treat hypertension and also treat the cholesterol levels. A surgeon who can help in doing the bypass, help in treating with some of the blockages the patient has, and a cardiologist can coordinate with them and treat with catheter-based technique. And globally also, you can put all the risk factors together by combining all the risks that the patient has and coordinating that with the GP to treat. But if it needs an endovascular, cardiologist can do, or if a vascular surgeon has the skill set, he can do. But if the patient needs a bypass, then the surgeon can do. One aspect which we have in the Western world, which we lack in the East, is we have centers which are modeled based on patient care and outcomes. That means if a patient gets better, you get paid more money. But if the patient is not getting better, maybe you will not be reimbursed to the same extent. That means quality of care you're doing. It's not just putting stents or balloons, but you're treating the patient for prevention of risk factors. It's not global yet in the United States. It's only part of the model. It's available in university system, especially in the place where I work in West Virginia called the Vascular Center of Excellence in Charleston, West Virginia. But the same model can be adapted in India also, where people can come together. I think good work and quality work, eventually everything else comes together, including financially it can be beneficial. But the prime thing should be what is good for the outcome of the patient. How can I save this patient's leg? So this is how people can work together. One final aspect is we do not have the concept of podiatry in United States. A podiatrist means he's specialized just to take care of the foot problems. Cleaning the foot, wound infections can be treated, ulcers can be treated. We have a separate specialty, a school dedicated for podiatry school in the United States. So that plays a role in helping the diabetic people and also working with the cardiologists or the vascular surgeons. That is something innovative. We are opening up so much of medical schools and engineering schools in India, but a podiatry school also will be very helpful to take care of these feet problems. It's spreading over the period of time I've been traveling to India. I've seen the number of peripheral vascular disease cases that are diagnosed and treated are increasing in numbers. Most of the Indian physicians are very smart in knowledge and the process of what it involves, so they don't need to be re-educated about it. It's bringing the process together. It's working at the same level of intensity what the West does. So in 5 years, what I see is increase in the number of peripheral vascular diseases that are diagnosed, treated. More patients will be screened, more patients will be treated adequately. Also, I see this concept of what we call a heart team, maybe a cardiovascular team, where the specialties will be working together in conjunction for the best outcome of the patient. That's what I see for the peripheral vascular disease in India.